This is Personal SEO Teaches image resizing in Pixlr, matching image sizes for websites so that you don't have one image larger than the other image, which then messes the layout of the entire website. So for example, on this site right here, when you increase the size, the image sizes get a little messed up. I know it's just a minute thing, but you can actually physically see that this image is bigger than the other image, and this is kind of how to fix that. This is the fastest way to fix it. Since this layout, and the same thing with Palm Beaches, so this will need to be done a couple of times. So you go to your website, you log in to your website, and then you can go to a specific page and then click on actually, I'm sorry, the first thing that I would do is I would go back into the dashboard and see an image of the size that you want to match. And so when you have a lot of images inside of WordPress, it's going to be really difficult to find them, and you can either search for them or you can look for them. And so what I've done is I've just looked for it, because this is a big pink building and there's not a lot of big buildings in images in the back end. So first, I'm going to hover over Kathy Schroeder, right click on dashboard and hit open in a new tab. And the reason why is because I'm again going to find this picture. You go to media, and then again quickly I'm just going to scroll down and look for a big pink building, which should be right around here, because it was done a while ago. It's going to be further down. There. Here's the big pink building. And so all you do is click on it, and then what you're after is the dimensions 320 by 165. So this image right here is 320 by 165. And so all of the images need to be 320 by 165. And so to create that, for example, Palm Beaches and Parkland, we have to edit that image. So now we're going to look for the golf image in Parkland. Actually, before we do that, I'm going to click on a new tab, and then I'm going to go to Pixlr. And then I'm just going to click on Playful, because we're not really doing anything creative. And I'm going to hit Create New. And then this is where I'm going to type in the 320, and it was 165. And then I'm going to hit create. So I've already matched the image size right here. Now the only thing I have to do is grab that golf image and then put it on this, and then we'll be done. So back to the media library. And again, the only reason why I did this before I went to the media library to find the thing is just to make sure I have the pixels correct. So width and height. And it's always width and then height. So now I'm going to scroll up and look for the golf picture, which is fairly new. And when you're working in the website, you just kind of know these things. So here's the golf picture here. And you see it's way larger than the other one. And the website does a pretty good job about sizing it, but the problem is that it's never going to match it. And then the other issue is that you are loading a 200 kilobyte image when the image is going to be at the end probably about 50 kilobytes. So for mobile phones, it's going to make a big difference, because you're forcing the phone to download the full size image and then resize it to the size that you want, rather than just giving the phone the correct size. This is important because of page speed. If you continually do this and put large pictures and put them in small boxes, then your page speed is going to be abysmal, and nobody will go to your website, and Google will downrank your site. So I'm going to click on the link down here, and I'm just going to hit Control A and then Control C to copy it, and then I'm going to open a new tab and then hit Control V and paste it in. So here's the image. I'm going to right click on it and hit Save Image As, and I'm going to save it to my Downloads folder. Then I'm going to go to Pixlr, and then I'm going to click the plus sign here, and I'm going to add an image, and I'm going to go to my Downloads folder and then open the image. All right, so now you're going to see that this is the size of the image, and yes, we could scroll in and zoom out, but the thing that I want to do is grab the corner here, and you can see the mouse change, and then shrink the image so it fits into that size as much as possible. It actually is a pretty good thing. I always tend to leave a little outlined around, you're not missing a lot of the image. And what I'm preventing is if you butt it real close, you can see you can create that void space, and then it will still look funny. So I always make sure that the outline of the box is just a little bit outside of the image size that we created. Then hit save, and then you can label it whatever you want. So, and you can use short code, so Parkland homepage image. And then the last trick is to swatch it down to medium. So what we've done now, and you can see it's 11 kilobytes, is we've taken this picture, which is 251 kilobytes, and we've shrunk it down to 11 kilobytes. We've set the quality down to medium because it's a small picture, and it really, you're not really going to be able to tell the difference because it's so small. So then we just hit download, and we're going to save the file into our downloads folder. And the reason why I put it in the downloads folder is just because it's just easier to find. So back to the home page, we're going to enable Visual Builder. Scroll down to the area that you want to edit. And I've talked about this before in other videos, but I will redo it again. Divi works with rows and columns and sections. And so what we've done in this area, if we have made this global, meaning that every single time that we edit this, and you'll see how that's green in comparison to how that's gray. The light green means that this is a global editing situation, that when you make a change here on the other pages of this website, these changes will automatically be seen. So it's important that if you use global, and again, you do that by hovering over the section. If you want this entire row of 3 columns, all of this to be global, you would click on the 3 lines, hit save to library, and then you would click on the, I can actually just show you. You would click on global, but since global is already there, it's not listed. If you want to disable it from global, you would click on the lines and hit disable global. But we don't. So I'm going to click off over here. And while that loads, and I don't know why sometimes it just kind of sits there and hovers. It's easily, you could just ignore it. So click on the sprocket, go to the image. You would trash this image and click on add a new image, and then from your downloads folder you would drag this image and drop it in. Okay, and I know it's confusing to have a couple of different size images, but you can see the difference. 1212 by 638, and this is 320 by 165, 11 kilobytes versus 251. So this is the correct image to load. So we're going to hit upload image, and then we're going to hit OK. Now the image size is exactly the same size as everything else, and that's how to move across. And I've noticed on this particular site that it does look like this, which is really weird. But when it loads, it all loads the same and looks the same. So the next thing that needs to be done is Palm Beaches, which I am not going to do. I'm actually doing this video for Kathy specifically, so I'm going to make her do it so that she learns how to do it. But yeah, so that's the whole process. That's the image size for all of the other images. This is how to make all of the image sizes in Divi be exactly the same size, especially when you're doing columns and rows, is that you physically have to make the images that exact size. This is the website that we use, pixlr.com. I really like them. If you like them, pay for them. They're great. And then saving the image to your Dropbox, and then downloads folder, and then dropping it back into the website. It's one of the easiest ways to do it. This is the fastest way that I've figured out how to make all of the images the same exact size. Yes, there are bulk editing softwares out there, but most of the time you are, when in designing, is you're kind of playing with images of, do I like this image here? Do I like that image there? So at the very end, at the beginning, you're going to have different sizes, but at the end, then you can go in and change all of the sizes to make the images the same exact size. Now, the other quick thing that Kathy asked, I'll just throw this in at the end of the video. If you are changing these boxes, for example, you want Parkland and Boca to switch, what you would do is you would click here where the mouse changes and then drag it over there, and then it would switch. If you want Bonton Beach, same thing. You would just click and drag, and there are three sections: the top section in blue, the picture, and then the bottom section. There are three different sections that you would click and drag. To change the link on them, you would hover over the sprocket and then go to link down here and then change the link. So the request was, hey, this needs to go to my Parkland page. And what I normally do for that is I physically just go to the Parkland page. And the reason being is that I want to make sure that the link is going to work. Yes, I know it's /city/Parkland, but again, I want to be really clear on that this is going to work at the very end. Since the site in WordPress tends to always be live, we want to make sure that these are fixed. You can change it here, which is where you have to change it, and then the link section, you can also highlight, Control A and then Control C, highlight the entire module and then change it to Parkland there. Same thing with the image. So on the link, just paste in the full website and then move from there. These sections are okay because you can see they say Parkland, and that's that. So when you are done, click on the three lines and then hit save. And then this page is edited and the images all match. And that's how Personal SEO teaches resizing images in Divi so they all match and using column and rows. Have a good day.